Hello, Instagram. Hi there. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. It's the day after MLK holiday. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend, a long weekend, I hope, for most of you all. And that you had a great day today at your jobs and whatever else you did today. So I am popping on, as usual, my Tuesday night special. That usually refers to something else, doesn't it? But anyway, this is my Tuesday night special where I'm coming on and talking to you about matters that matter to women in the workplace. And not only women, men also. But tonight I'm going to be talking about, are you the roadblock in your career? And of course, you know, I'm always talking about helping women who are stuck in their careers. And sometimes you're stuck because of things beyond your control. And sometimes it might be you're stuck because of you. You're the roadblock and you need to get out of your own way. So that's what I'm going to talk about here tonight. Okay. So as you come in, say hello so that I know who's on the lives with me on Instagram and on Facebook. And so I can say hello back to you. So I'm going to try to keep this under 10 minutes. And Lord, let's see if I'm going to be successful at this. So anyway, I am Vashana Weatherspoon, career strategist and excellence accelerator, helping women who feel frustrated in their careers to emerge from stuck and surge to their next level of success. Whatever that might look like for them. Because I'm not really one who's, who thinks that your success has to look like your success has to look like your success. We all have our own definitions of what success is, and no matter what it is, I think we all deserve to be able to reach that goal. And so that's why I'm here to help with strategizing and reaching your highest potential, or whatever potential it is that you want to achieve. I'm here to stretch you though. Let's be clear about that. So I'm also the host of the Know Your Worth Career podcast, which is centered around the same thing, helping women to navigate the sticky situations that we often find ourselves in the career space, whether it relates to pay or opportunities for promotion or sponsorships or just how to act and be in the workspace, because, the expectations of men in the workspace are different than they are of women. When women display certain characteristics, it's viewed one way, negatively most times, and then when men do the same thing, it's viewed in a totally different and positive way. So there's all kinds of situations for us to discuss and to be concerned about as women in the workplace, and that's why I'm here to be able to guide you and help you, and then bring on guests on the podcast in particular who can talk about some of these situations and how they have been able to successfully navigate the situations successfully. Okay. So I am going to go right ahead on and jump right in. But before I do, I want to give you an opportunity to like and share this video so that someone who might be being a roadblock to themselves will have an opportunity to hear this information and implement some changes so that they can have the success that they desire in their careers. And I want to start off by sharing something with you, something that happened to me recently. I had someone to come up to me, and they were talking to me about something they were excited about. They came to talk to me because they were excited about something. And so they wanted to share this exciting news with someone, and I was the someone that came to mind for them to share it with. So they continued to tell me that, it was really paying a compliment. They were saying that they had been watching me over the years and, seeing how I have grown and progressed personally in my career and in my business. And they were saying that, that had inspired them, that they had learned a lot from me, especially as I teach people how to move up and move on and, just to grow. It's really all about growth. And teaching them how to, not stay stagnant and to grow in their careers professionally and to do it personally because, I'm all about the inside out thing. And so the person was saying that, just giving the compliment about, having watched me and how I had inspired them to keep moving and to grow and to do things, and had introduced them to other people, other influencers who had also been a part of their growth and their development. And the person also said that they had seen one of my recent live videos, a second one, because they had only seen one previously, and it was just saying how they were really proud of me that I'm out here doing the videos and, putting out this information and helping people. And then they proceeded to pass me a slip of paper that they had typed up, and it was really a goodbye letter, a goodbye letter to their current employer. And that was their way of telling me that they had gotten a new job and, giving me credit for helping them to be able to do that. They also said that it had taken them a while. They had filled out applied for 100 positions maybe. And it took a while, but that persistence that they put in, diligence that they put into it, finally paid off, and they were ecstatic. And of course I was ecstatic and really, really happy for them. And, it was just nice to hear that, someone actually took your advice, because I've been doing this. I've been in this career arena on a formal and an informal basis for over 20 years now. So I've been helping people with their careers. That's how I started off. That was my very first job, is helping to match people with careers that were suited for their abilities and their skills and their interests. And so even though I left and I twisted and turned, I've come back and I'm still doing the exact same thing, just in a different format. And for a different target audience, but it's all the same. And so it was just good to hear somebody actually show some appreciation for something, because this person wasn't even a client. It's just somebody who, through affiliation and following me and watching me and seeing how I move, was inspired to take suit and take action. And that's what it's really all about. Now, I wanted to share that. But what I really want to talk about is my topic for today. Are you the roadblock in your career? So I just gave an example of how you can really soar in your career if you take the right steps and actions and the right frame of reference. But sometimes the problems that you are experiencing in your career are not necessarily another person's fault. It's not someone trying to keep you down or to do something to you to hold you back. A lot of the times, it's you. It's your thoughts. It's your action or inaction. It's your mindset, the way you think about things. There's a saying that says I think it's the squeaky wheel gets the oil or the grease or something, whatever. Anyway, it's all about making a lot of noise, and people will notice and give you attention. But there's a good kind of attention and there's a bad kind or a negative kind of attention. And so, being a squeaky wheel all the time might get you attention, but it might not be the attention that you want. And that's the way some people approach their careers. They're always whining and complaining about everything, anything. It really doesn't matter. And nothing is ever really good enough. And sometimes they do it just to get out of doing things that they find uncomfortable, especially if it involves making changes, doing extra work and those kinds of things. They tend to complain just because they don't want to do it, and it gets them out of things sometimes. So it has different purposes. Or maybe you are someone, and I don't expect anybody to raise their hands, but maybe you're someone who gets defensive a lot, or you're very confrontational, or people perceive you to be that way, because it doesn't matter whether you really feel like you are or not. Is how you're being perceived, especially in the workplace. So sometimes you can be just perceived as, being a confrontational person who's hard to get along with. And don't get me wrong, because there's nothing wrong with being assertive and asserting yourself and feeling passionately about a position and, stating that and kind of defending or supporting that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's actually a great thing. It's a great skill to have. However, what you don't want to do is don't ever let that overshadow the bigger mission, the bigger goal, the reason why you're there in the workplace at your organization in the first place. You get what I'm saying? So, here's another one. How about the people who only come to the boss or the supervisor when they're bringing problems? They never, ever, 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 ever bring a solution, or they're bringing extra work. They are wanting their supervisor or their boss to resolve their issues, to solve their problems that clearly fall within the realm of their ability to take care of them, but they choose not to do so. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing, and it's not going to get you the recognition that you want and desire to move forward in your career. And so, it's lots of different things that can make us the roadblock. Sometimes we are not really aware of them, that we're the person that's holding us back. And so the purpose of this talk is to kind of throw some things out there and see if some of those sound like something that you've done. Or maybe you recognize some of these things in some people that work around you. And like I said, share this video. If that happens to be the case, share the video so that they can hear it and maybe they can get something out of this that's going to help them. Now you have to be careful, because you might share it and they're hearing me say this and they're thinking, oh, well, what is she trying to tell me? So anyway, be careful about how you share it, but make sure that you share it so that they can hear this and, become aware, because sometimes the issue is that people are just not aware. A lot of the times they don't know how to be in the workplace, how to act and how to maneuver. And I see this a lot. We have people who act and behave one way outside of the job when they're out and, hanging out with their friends and all that kind of stuff. And that's fine. And then when they come into the workplace, they don't know how to fit in to that atmosphere. And so they and not that you should change who you are, but there are certain expectations about how you go about, kind of maneuvering in that workspace, especially if you're going to be successful in it. And if you work in a situation where you are, just in a multicultural environment. So you have to be aware of those kind of things. Hi, Tamika. Thank you for joining. So anyway, as I was saying, you want to just, be aware. You want to have some awareness around these things, because you want to have success in the workplace. And the way that you make sure that you have success in the workplace is, do some self-reflecting and make sure that, if you're stuck in your career, you've been in the same position for the last 10 years and, you can't seem to get out of it, then it might be time to consider, that there might be something going on there that you need to take stock of, to take note of. So what I'm about to do quickly, I don't know where I am with that 10 minutes I promised. But anyway, I'm going to give you a few things that you can do to help you to stop being the roadblock in your career path to success. If some of this resonates with you, some of these things that I share with you. So the first thing is you want to be a problem solver. You don't want to be seen as the problem. So when you go to your supervisor or your management and you're talking to them about issues that are going on, always in the back of your mind have some sort of a solution that you can offer. It might not be the best thing, under the sun, but at least you have something. You're not walking in and all you have to offer them is a plate full of problems. That's not going to be the thing that gets you the positive recognition that you want so that you can get those promotions. You can be the one, the go-to person that they think of when there's something important that needs to be handled, and they need the right person who can take care of it. The person who brings a plate full of problems all the time is not the one who will be selected. The next thing is to, and this one is like super duper important, write it down. The next thing is you want to be the person who is the stress reliever for your boss. You don't want to be the source of the stress. And I can't stress that enough. I'm stressing. But anyway, you don't want to be the source of the stress. The person that's going to be most valuable to a manager is the person who can take things off of their plate, who can free up their hands so that they can focus on the things that they need to focus on, and they can trust you to go and do what it is that you've been hired to do and to be competent about doing it. Somebody who goes above and beyond. Those are the people that your boss is going to want to have to stick around. So if there's layoffs and, cutbacks and all of those kinds of things, you're going to be the last person that comes to mind because they know how valuable you are in helping them to keep, their stress levels down. Write that down and remember that. And I'm just going to share a quick story with you. I know I'm over 10 minutes. So, I've had previous, supervisors to say to me that, out of however many people, that I was the only one that didn't come. I was the only adult. That was the word that was used. And I heard that a lot. And I didn't know what that meant at the time. But now I've come to have a greater appreciation for it. So you want to be the person that your boss thinks is the adult of the group, the one who can handle things, who can take care of issues, the one that they can trust to execute, to get things done, to make decisions when they're not around so that they don't have to have their hand or their finger on every little thing. Now, if you have a micromanager, that would be that's a whole different talk, and I have to do a whole different live about that. But what I'm talking about right now is, somebody, a supervisor, a normal supervisor is what I'm going to call it. And not there's any abnormal ones, so don't take that any kind of way. So the next thing is to adapt a growth mindset. And we've all heard about the fixed mindsets and the growth mindsets. Let me tell you, when it comes to being flexible, managing change, being able to deal with different things that come up, having that growth mindset, you're always tuned into how you can grow, how you can improve, what changes you can make. That's your way of thinking, your way of maneuvering, your way of being. That's going to get you farther, faster in your career than you could imagine. So you don't want to be the person who keeps talking about how you did things 100,000 trillion years ago. Nobody cares. I mean, the whole thing about businesses and and everything really is, look at technology. Technology and how fast things move and how quickly things change. Nothing stays the same. Absolutely nothing stays the same. Everything changes. You need to have that growth mindset so that you can be growing yourself personally, you can be growing yourself professionally, that you're ready to take on challenges and try different things, learn different skill sets, because those are the things that are going to help you to advance in your career. And then we get a little bit into emotional intelligence and some of those components that comprise that. I think one of the most important things that we can do is to develop self-awareness. And that simply says that, we are aware of some of the things that we do, how we show up, and we can, after we've done some things, sometimes it's after. In the beginning, it's going to be after. At some point, as you practice more and more, it'll be as you're going through the motion. But initially, it'll be after you've done something. You can reflect back on it and decide and say, oh, next time I'm going to do this, or the next time I'll do that. That's very valuable to be able to do it. And the more you do it, you can start to catch yourself, so that while you're in the middle of becoming upset or, making some comment or taking some action, you'll become aware of it as you're doing it, and you can kind of course correct right in the middle of it. That's a great thing to be able to do. And my fifth tip that I want to share is to develop not only self-awareness, but social awareness. So you want to be aware of what's going on around you in your environment. I'm going to share with you something, just an example of what I'm talking about. So if you are in a meeting and, the meeting is taking its course, and maybe somebody is trying to signal you about something, and you continue on when to everybody else it's clear that you should stop, but you don't pick up the cue that you should stop. So if you had that social awareness that where you could kind of read people and kind of figure out what it is that they're thinking, or when they're getting a little bit uncomfortable, or, just sometimes it's a lot of body language. You can read body language. You can comprehend when, something is not setting right or sitting right with a person, or something is going awry, and be able to course correct that in the moment. That's also a great thing to be able to do. And all of these things will help you to be able to position yourself so that you are viewed in a very positive light, that you create a positive reputation for yourself in the workspace, so that when those big opportunities come, when it's time for promotion, when, it's time for, some important thing that needs to be done, some important task that needs to happen, that you are going to be the one that people think of. You're going to be the one because you display those right characteristics that, managers are looking for, leadership is looking for, so that they can trust that you can carry out whatever it is, whatever the function, whatever the project is that needs to be done for and on behalf of the organization. So those are just 5 tips. There's a whole bunch more that we could talk about around this, but I'm over my 10 minutes like I promised. So I'm going to go ahead and end my live. That's all I have for you on that. But what I do want to share with you is that if you are someone who is trying to figure out what your next level in your career should look like, and you need a little bit of help figuring that out, I have a offer for you. It's a free offer. It's a e-course that I developed entitled Career on Fire, 3 Steps to Your Next Level. And it's designed to help individuals it walks you through some exercises and activities to figure out what it is that, you're best suited for? What do you need to do to get to that thing so that at the end of it, you have a pretty good idea of what it's going to take to help you to move to your next level in your career. So you can get your free copy at my website at www.vashanaweatherspoon.com. It's absolutely free. You put in your details. You'll have an email in your inbox tonight. And that's it. So I hope that you guys have a wonderful night. And I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to like and share this broadcast. And until next time, bye-bye.